Shubor nakaslem jong unong san Hima.
MLA ka TMC Dr. Mukul Sangma. Rethu baka party ka Ïakhun ka election MDC HGH-ADC. Bat ka party ka ladap pelaj application ru nak bentang kinu-kinu ki badan jingtmu ban Ïakhun kum ki kertong ka TMC. Bat ka party ka Pynkhreh baru nak bentang ban Ïakhun ka election ka ban Shong. Habakren shikilat batai kebol Dr. Mukul udaong bakalong badan kambha ban pet yu ubreu barung syakam sain perthai ubandan shisha kata kemensiam ban syakri Paidbah ban yadai Paidbah ban Electoral. Udaong ru bakalong badan kam ya kenu ke seng sain perthai bakan burom ya Jingjied Paidbah kum kari ke badan hak jingsen syar Paidbah. Shu udaong bakalong badan kam ru bagi Paidbah kin Paidbah nak bata ban jied ikinong sensyar ban penbhapat dia ke burom ban ke bor jong ke district council dak bakdo halor ke jingbom yo tulop kinong trei HGH-ADC dagi sau pulai hadu sau benai bat ong bakani kampat juja menu hak history jong ke jela Meghalaya. Shu ulo ong baka 6 schedule kabal besu hak di sensyar ke India kadai ke atiar ke bagi department ki labu khnang ban la ban yada bat ulo khodru iki Paidbah hak jela bahaman bawan ke election district council kidai ban smooth ho jingmot lang ban perkhat nak mda ke jinyo jingmentoi ke jaj benriu bat ki Paidbah hashwa ke ru.
I hope the government notifies the election immediately because, as you are aware, last year the election was held in March, ending April, and the term that is usually the 5-year term is closing now. It has become necessary for all the political parties to definitely prepare for the election, and TMC is participating. The party has already invited the applications from aspiring candidates, and there are certain internal discussions we are embarking upon. We are continuing this discussion, and we will definitely have a strategy in respect of this GHGT election. It is very important for us to understand the political dynamics that unfold after every election in respect of autonomous district council. Because unlike in the state legislature and the parliament, the provision of the 10th schedule does not apply to the members of the autonomous district council. Therefore, it has become very necessary for the political party, as far as we are concerned, to look at people who are connected with the core values, with the true spirit of joining politics and being in public life to serve the people and protect the interests of the people and the state. That must be the priority. So we will have exhaustive exercise to zero down on such people, because you have seen in the past, many of our elected members of the district council were victims of poaching, political poaching. It has become more frequent and more aggressive than ever before, which is a concern for every citizen. It just nullifies the mandate. It just is in contradiction and the defeat of the mandate that people give. Therefore, in the true spirit of our democracy, every political party, I believe, must understand that despite the absence of the provision of 10th schedule to value and respect the mandate of the people. We have done so in the past. I have led by example. You will recall, if you reconnect with the past, that every time when there was a mandate in respect of Ghadc Autonomous District Council or KHDC or JHDC, we have, while being in power, while we had the privilege of running the state government, we have never tried to topple any executive committee in Autonomous District Council. Because we adhere to the core values of democracy. We understand that the responsibility of leaders who lead the political parties must understand the values associated with our democratic system and respect the mandate of the people. And this is precisely what we have done. We could have toppled all those issues which were led by other political parties while we were in government. We did not do it. In respect of Ghadc Autonomous District Council, you will see, even though we were in the government, issues were led by NPP. In 2000, I believe it was 16, yes, 16 or 15. It was led by Mr. Denam Chisam as the CEM. Subsequently, similar thing happened. So we respect the mandate of the people, but in view of what is the prevailing situation in respect of the ADCs, it has become necessary for the people of the state to come together. Even as I say that it is the need of the hour for people to come together in restoring the glory of ADCs and restore the power that they can befittingly respond to their call of duty in as far as the responsibility vested upon ADCs are concerned as per the mandate of the Constitution. Today, if we look at the developments that has unfolded in the preceding years, how can anybody presume and assume that the ADCs can function when their employees are not paid salaries continuously for 43 to 44 months? It has never happened in the past, in the history of Meghalaya. This itself reflects the priority of the people in authority. Whether the authorities were vested with the responsibility of running the affairs of the ADCs, or whether the people who are vested with the responsibility of running the state. You have to understand that the constitutional provision is such that in order to ensure that the interests of the civil tribes are taken into cognizance in the right perspective of the mandate of the Constitution, the provisions enshrined in the Constitutions are self-explanatory. I have always referred to Article 275(1). What does it say? That the Parliament shall earmark an adequate amount of fund charged on the consolidated fund of the Union government. Charged. It is not voted. That means it is understood as to how much is needed. And this particular fund is earmarked in order to ensure that wherever we have the 6 scheduled areas, the programs which are to be designed and implemented for the welfare of the tribals must be adequately provided with in as far as the fund requirement for each intervention is concerned, including augmenting the level of governance and administration of the 6 scheduled areas. That means it applies to the necessary fund to look at the payment of salary for effective administration, augmenting and improving the level of governance. So therefore, the responsibility is vested upon the Union Parliament, Union Government, through the Parliament, as well as the state. So nobody can shrug off this responsibility. But today, if we go by the approach of the incumbent state government, I have reasons to believe that they have some kind of probably, in other words, I have to ask them whether they intend to slowly watch, district council to become weaker and weaker. Then one day people will think about its relevance. But I would like to remind our people that today the provision of 6th schedule is the only weapon, only legal and constitutional weapon given to our tribes. And having understood the importance of such constitutional weapon, our forefathers, while framing the Constitution, have appropriately ensured that that kind of provision does get enshrined in the Constitution of India. And we must understand its importance, its relevance, and we must all therefore come to it. That's the reason why I say that despite what other political parties may say, my clarion call to the people of the state should be that when it comes to the election in respect of district council, in respect of electing members to take care of the affairs of the district council in consistence with the mandate of the Constitution, read 62 of the Constitution of India, we must all come together. We must think the interests of the Jackpot youth, who put the interest of the people before anything else. That must be the resolve.
Allows non-tribal to also participate in the Garo Hills District Council. We have elected MDCs who are non-tribals, and this has been opposed widely by the NGOs from the region.
This is a matter of discussion, and this matter must be discussed in right earnest. But I do not see that we have all along looked at this as an issue to discuss, but I think it is high time that all of us must come together and take cognizance of this concern and discuss and see how best we can address this concern. And we must understand one thing, that in view of the objective which is intended to be accomplished by virtue of the mandate of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution, I think this sentiment is born out of the basic intent of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of India. Therefore, it is only necessary to, if there has been any decision which should be considered as something which requires review, it is always good to put our heads together and have a brainstorming session so that both the intent of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of India and the resultant concern of the people as an offshoot of their understanding of the mandate of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of India, I think that has to be taken cognizance of, and therefore I call for engagement, a collective engagement. Every issue when whipped up, and these issues continue to remain as a pertinent issue, it is only appropriate and necessary for all of us. All of us means people who are involved in exercising our responsibility in our given democratic system, means all the political parties and all other freelancers as well who intend to be in politics and to be part of this vibrant democracy that we have.
So will this constant poaching on the TMC MDCs, will it affect the prospect of your party in the upcoming district council polls?
See, I am telling people, I am trying to make my mind very clear. We have to all understand that district council doesn't belong to any political party. And the responsibility vested upon all the political parties who are mandated to run the district council in sync with the provision of the Constitution revolves around the interests of the people which are enshrined in the whole provision of the Constitution. The intent that is reflected in the Constitution which is required to be achieved, and how this should be considered as, I must say, a responsibility is as good as a divine responsibility, because you're dealing with the concerns of protecting and preserving our identity, our culture, our way of life. And most important part is that being the owners of the resources. Now you look at the right over the land and resources in respect of other neighboring states in Assam. Do people have ownership over the land? But here, the thing is different. We are blessed that the land belongs to our people. Therefore, the right over the land and resources obviously need to be protected for generations and generations. It should not be diluted. But today there are many mechanisms which is being resorted. I think that is a different topic which I will talk separately in respect to land acquisition, etc., land bank, this and that. It's a very, very dangerous trend. It will ultimately enable that kind of backdoor entry wherein the system which is being tampered upon will enable people who are eyeing our land and resources to have ownership over them, and the resultant alienation of ownership over the land by our people. It's a very dangerous trend. That's why it's time for us to put the question before the people. Does the district council belong to the people? Yes. Does the responsibility, in as far as the responsibility of each of us who have the right to franchise and elect members to take the responsibility of running the administration of district council, as per the mandate of the constitution, is vested upon each one of us? Yes, because it is the people who will elect the members. It is the people who have to understand that here district councils belong to all of us. Therefore, the honors of responsibility of strengthening and giving the kind of power and resources which is required by the ADCs are vested upon the people. Therefore, they need to come together. Today, the government and the party in power, their actions have, I will say that the action speaks and reflects their mind. You cannot enter into somebody's heart and know what exactly is inside his mind, but the works will speak for itself. So work speaks. Once you have the privilege of doing something and you do something, and the resultant way of doing things will reflect our mind and our heart. That's why I think it is proven beyond reasonable doubt that the political party who is presently holding the responsibility and power thereof has shown complete lack of responsibility and insensitivity towards dealing with the issues. And maybe this is another reason why district council today is in this kind of, I must say, situation where they are not being able to respond to their call of duty in conformity with the mandate of the constitution.
TMC Meghalaya unit?
In as far as Meghalaya TMC unit is concerned, we are not associated with IPAC as of now, and we have decided to do so from post-2023 election for whatever reason, because we would like to depend more on the cadres at the grassroots level than any such kind of political consultant or so-called strategies, because I believe that our own way of strategizing is much more effective, and we would trust our own party grassroots workers than anybody else. The situation is different. All other states have started, all other political parties have started utilizing the services of so-called political strategists, political consultants. It's a fact. But as far as we are concerned, we feel that it is important to handhold our cadres and enrich our cadres with nuances of politics and issues associated with people, confronting the people at different pockets of habitation, because issues are definitely across the state, the issues which confront the state as a whole, but also issues which are confined to certain given areas, the local issues. So therefore, there's some different way of looking at things in as far as we are concerned. But here again, I will place my observation in respect to these ED raid. The timing. Well, IPAC is a corporate body. I can understand that. But the timing of the raid, naturally, if we are depending on a corporate house which is established to act as election strategies, and they are being assigned with the responsibility by any political party, you very well know that all the strategies which are supposed to be kept close to the chest of the strategies, they should not be available to your political adversaries. And therefore, while the elections are around the corner, in as far as West Bengal is concerned, the timing itself reflects that people have to doubt the intent, the purpose for which this particular exercise, so-called raid, has been resorted to. It could have been done long time back if there is some issue pertaining to this, or post-election. I would put it that way. Because in democracy, the sanctity of electoral process is very important for people to have the confidence in the system of our democracy. Every political party must be able to compete in the electoral battle under the situation which is considered as free and fair. Now therefore, the enabling environment to ensure a free and fair election, a level playing ground for everybody, is crucial for sustainability of democracy. Sustainability of democracy happens when people have the trust and confidence in the system as a whole. And that system also includes the process and the manner in which elections are conducted.